So this is the home page or landing page that you'll come to each time you log into the class. And I wanted to just walk through the syllabus with you. Some people hear things better than they see them, and so I just want to give you your best opportunity to make sure you're very familiar with the syllabus. So this class is Math 24. It's called Modern Business Mathematics. It does include calculus, so I want to make sure you're clear on that. There's important dates for the semester right here up front. Monday, the 25th of January, next Monday is when the semester starts. February 7th is the add drop refund deadline. If you drop by then, you get a refund. After that, if you drop the course, you will get a W on your transcript. Monday 3/29 through Friday 4/2 is spring break. This class doesn't have any holidays, sorry, because it's a Tuesday, Thursday class normally. Friday, April 16th is the deadline to withdraw and receive a W on your transcript. If you don't want to get a grade, this is your important deadline for withdrawing from the class. Then please contact me. I respond within 24 hours. Almost never takes that long. 48 hours, possibly over a weekend. We're expecting a new granddaughter any minute, so might have some busy weekends. Please join the Remind text app. I've put this in lots of places where I would love it if you would join Remind. It makes it really easy for me to send a text message to the whole class. Feel free to email at my Sierra College email, send a Canvas message. I have a home landline that you're welcome to call. I do screen the calls, but I will call right back. And I also have a Google Voice number if you'd rather use that. Then what do you need for the class? You need a textbook. And I tried hard to find a free resource for you to use, and there just isn't one available that does everything that we need it to do. So this is the textbook that you need. You have lots of options. You can buy or rent an actual book in hardcover and softcover. You can buy or rent a digital copy of the textbook. The least expensive is renting the digital copy. If digital doesn't work for you though, please consider getting an actual physical textbook. I find it much easier to learn difficult subject matter from an actual textbook, but it's up to you. So you can buy or rent from the Sierra College bookstore or from another source. The bookstore, I only recommend you go there if you must, because you have a book voucher from financial aid. Otherwise, it's much less expensive to find it somewhere else. So please do have access to the book. I know students often try to get through the course without the book. It's going to be really, really difficult to not have the book because that's where all the homework assignments are coming from, and you won't have any text to read. So you can rent a digital text for about $55. That was the lowest price I found. And then for purchasing, the lowest price I found was about $85. The reserve desk at the library does have textbooks for students to borrow short term. And so one option is to borrow the book, take pictures of the pages you need, then return the book. Not optional, but you could make that work. The library is having curbside pickup and drop off for books on reserve. So I've created a packet of notes for you. They're available at the bookstore. They correspond with the lecture videos that I've made, and you need to purchase the packet. It's called a course pack from the bookstore. That's the only place it's available, although I have digital versions of it included in the Canvas course. So the idea is that you fill it in while you attend Zoom lecture class or as you watch the lecture videos. So they're kind of fill in the blank notes that go along with the videos, and it'll help as you're studying and doing homework. There are 2 volumes, so you don't have to buy the whole thing now. The first volume is chapters 7 and 11, and then volume 2 is chapters 12 and 5. So the total cost is less than $12 because it's just my work of notes printed out on paper for you. The course does have a prerequisite of algebra skills so that you are well prepared for the calculus portion of the course. This course is designed for a student who's recently completed intermediate algebra and received a C or better. You can get placed in the course by a counselor, but just know that if algebra is not your strongest subject or you haven't taken it recently, you might need to allow yourself lots of extra time to review the algebra you need as well as completing the Math 24 work that you need to do. I do expect that you'll budget at least 9 hours a week for working on the class. This is the average amount of time for the average student to get an average grade. It might take you longer than that to get the grade that you want. For most students, this course is a lot of work. If you decide from the beginning to work hard and really struggle to understand the material and keep up with the due dates, you're likely to do well. I want you to do well. I will do everything I can to help you with that. You do need a basic scientific calculator for the course. If you don't already have one, there's one I recommend. It's about $11. Even if you do have a different scientific calculator, you might want to get the Casio. Students who do just really are grateful to me for suggesting it. They tell me how much easier it is to use than the one they've been using. It's just really excellent calculator. Graphs for homework and quizzes must be done on graph paper if you want them to be graded. We'll need graph paper right away, so please have some by the first day of class. So you can get it at the bookstore if you need to use your book voucher, or you can buy it at lots of different places. Walmart, Target, Office Depot, Staples, all have graph paper. Then if you need help, don't wait until you're really feeling frustrated or lost or overwhelmed or falling behind. Don't wait. So I'll be available on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 on Zoom. Each week I'll send an invitation, so it makes it really convenient if you get on the Remind app so that I can send the invitation to you that way. So I'm available for the full 2 hours. You can come anytime during that time slot for as long as you need. If there are students waiting, I might not let another student into the room while you're working and work with 2 students, go back and forth. So we'll work that out. I can be available other times by appointment. I'm pretty much home all the time. So please just ask if a Zoom session with me would help you. If you need to turn in a quiz after the until date, so they turn off in Canvas after the date that's called the until date, but just contact me and we'll work that out, and please assume I'm reasonable. The Math Center is online via Zoom. There's student tutors, an instructional assistant, and an instructor available whenever they're open, so they will be able to help you. And there's a button for the Math Center, and then here's the link. And you can either just stop in to ask one question, or you're welcome to keep the Zoom link open for an hour and sit and work on homework. And just raise your hand and get help whenever you need it. So the Tutor Center, the phone number is here if you want a 50-minute one-on-one appointment. They don't always have tutors for Math 42, but if you're needing help with algebra, you can tell them that an algebra tutor would work. And if you need help with the calculus, any of their calculus tutors would be able to just help you with the calculus part of the work. Then tutor.com is a 24/7 service. There's a button that takes you to it. Please use this only for homework and quick quizzes, not the Shine quizzes or the tests. And transcripts of the sessions are available for me to view. Then the course outcomes. Every course at the college has a document that we file with the state chancellor's office. And according to this document, I'm obligated to teach you these 4 things, which won't mean very much if you read them now. But the idea is at the end of the semester, read through this and you should be able to say, yes, I know how to do this. Yes, I know how to do this and this and this. Then we'll have some serious business here. If you need any kind of accommodation, please let me know. I'm really happy to work with you and do whatever will help you learn better. I do need paperwork from the Disabled Students Programs and Services, so that's a link to their site, and I can help if you're not familiar with our process. Then Title IX, teachers are mandated reporters if any kind of domestic abuse or child abuse or sexual violence, any of those sort of things are reported to us, we must report them to the authorities. So if you don't want that to happen, I have resources I can connect you with that are not mandated reporters. They're called confidential counselors, and they're able to work with you while you decide whether or not you want to report something. So I just say that because I don't want you to share something with me that you don't want reported without realizing that I'm a mandated reporter. So we will get you taken care of, but it won't be me if you don't want it reported. So attendance, although we're teaching and learning online, attendance is required. So each of your instructors may define attendance differently, so please note, in this class you need to submit at least half of the homework. Complete and submit your quizzes by their due dates, contribute each week to the discussion board, and then write in your journal each week. The journal assignments are very short. I give you a prompt, and you're welcome to either respond to the prompt or just check in. If you aren't going to be able to get your attendance work completed during the week, you need to communicate with me about that. Communication is key in this online environment. If I don't see any work accomplished for 4 days, I don't hear from you, and you don't respond to my messages, you may be dropped for non-attendance. You can be reinstated. All you have to do is contact me. So please keep my email address handy, because if you are dropped, you can't access the Canvas shell anymore, so you won't be able to find this information. Academic honesty is expected. This is very important to me. The penalty for academic honesty or cheating can be as severe as a score of 0 for the assignment and being reported to the Sierra College Discipline Officer, which does go on your permanent record at the college. It could have an impact on your future work life. Please just don't even go there. We have board policies that cover all the details. Apps and internet websites that give you answers are not acceptable homework tools. All of the work to support your answer must be your original work. Anything else is considered plagiarism. Basically, plagiarism is presenting as your own work that's not your own, and copying from any source is not going to help you learn. Identical papers all receive a score of 0. In the business world, ethics is an important topic. It concerns an individual's moral judgments about right and wrong. I will trust you unless you give me a reason not to. You get the benefit of the doubt. Then about your grade, there are textbook homework assignments. That counts as 10% of your grade. You can turn it in by the due date for 100%. If you turn it in up to 1 week late, you can still get 80% on it. But students have told me that falling behind on the homework is just not a good practice. The work just piles up. It doesn't go away. Then there'll be 14 bigger quizzes called Shine quizzes. So happy it's not an exam. So those are 40-point quizzes, and all together they're 10% of your grade. If you need an extension, just let me know. We'll work things out. I try very hard to be reasonable with that. Discussion boards. Each week there's a discussion board, and you need to respond to the prompt and comment on at least 2 classmates' responses. Then I have 30 quick quizzes, and these are very short. They're 1 or 2 problems. They usually take up half a sheet of paper at the most, and it's an opportunity to get feedback on your written work before the Shine quiz. That's worth a lot more. So if you complete the quiz and submit it, you get 2 points. If you redo it with my feedback incorporated and resubmit it, you'll get an additional point. So the only way to not get the 3 points is if you have any mistakes or things that need correcting and you don't correct them. Otherwise, you have the opportunity to continue correcting until you get full credit. So again, there's a due date and then an until date. And then after that, you need to contact me to reopen the assignment for you. I'm happy to do that, but I really do want you to have some deadlines to just help you not fall behind. There will be 4 tests, and the way I do the tests is the first one is 10% of your grade, because you don't know how I test, you don't know what I ask, you don't know how I grade. It's usually the most anxiety ridden test because it's the first one. So it's rated at 10% to try and lower your anxiety level. Then test 2 is 15% because now you've seen a test, you're getting a better idea of how I test and how I grade. And then test 3 and 4 are 20% because now you're getting to know me pretty well and you know how to study for my tests. So those are scheduled on the Canvas calendar and on the schedule, and they're certain weeks, and I give you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the week to get tests completed. Then there'll be a journal every week, and you can either respond to the prompt or just check in. I'm the only one that reads those, and I will reply to you. So it's just another way for us to communicate. Did you notice there's no final exam? That's right. There's no final exam. So letter grades are the traditional way of, 90% and better, you got your A, and so on. And then your grade in Canvas will always be your current grade. I generally don't take more than 2 or 3 days to get things graded and returned. It's your responsibility to make sure I've recorded your scores correctly. So usually everything gets recorded automatically in Canvas, but occasionally there's typos. So please let me know so I can fix it. And then this is just a little chart that shows how your grade will be computed. So all of this, what percent of the grade is each thing, that's all in Canvas. And so your grade is being calculated every time you get another score. So please ask if you have any questions about the syllabus, about the class, about how it's organized, about how to do well. I'm here to help.